All right, so this particular piece of code is conditional practice from Unit 2. You can see how it runs. There was another piece of code. I'm not going to look for the original, but we've duplicated that code. And what we're doing is as we move the mouse, depending on the mouse position, it creates a particular color, and we'll walk through that code in a moment. When we click, there's a conditional to reset the canvas all the way at the bottom. In fact, that's probably where I'll start to explain. So when I click the mouse, it resets the canvas to 0. And I'll start down here. I'm just going to highlight some code over here on line 25, 26, 27. So 26 is actually just the comment itself, but we have a conditional where if mouse is pressed, and that's what I did, every time I press the mouse, it just, again, resets. And once it resets, it's already drawing those lines as I'm going. But every time I reset, background 255, I didn't put the comment, but I'll put that there. 255 equals white, just FYI. Okay, so now, let's go all the way up to the bottom. We creating a canvas in this 400 is the width, and the height is 800. That is 400 is the X, and 800 is the Y. In P5 JavaScript, this would be the origin up at the top, 0, 0. And now moving across on the X, that where my Y is pretty much 0, all the way out to 400 over here. And now coming down, and this is me. Whoops, I got to stay on the canvas. So my X is pretty much 0, and my Y will go all the way up to 800. I'm going to come off the canvas for now just to leave that there because it kind of helps us understand a little better. So function draw is pretty interesting. So I need to explain that one to you guys, and this will be for students as well as teachers. It's important to understand. I just pulled this straight out of the reference, and I have something else open for now, but straight out of the reference. The draw function continuously executes the lines of code contained inside the block until we press stop. Okay, so once we press stop, it would then stop running the code all the way from draw, curly bracket here, all the way out to line 31. Okay, next, we'll move on a little further, and now we start creating some conditionals and what's going to happen for each position of mouse Y. So X really isn't important, and we start at 300 on Y and work our way down. The reason you have to start with the larger threshold at the top, if we're looking for less than 200, I'm looking at line 12, greater than 200. If we're looking at less than 100, I'm looking at line 15. So if I'm looking for greater than 100 and it's 300, it's going to stay hot pink. But when I put the 300 first, so anything above 300, it's checking for the mouse position, the Y mouse position in particular. And we need to start with the highest threshold because you won't hit the high threshold if you're checking for the low first. So if I check for 100, it's always going to be true, even if I hit 300 or 200, etc. Okay, so at 300, when mouse Y is greater than 300, we're creating a stroke, and we'll see what that stroke is doing later. We're creating a stroke, and the color will be in RGB, and transparency, we're creating this gold color. So it's red, green, blue. We can look that up on a website. I don't have that one open. We'll make that in another video when we're talking about learning more about colors. But what happens is, so that's the gold, that's the line all the way down over here, as I said. If my mouse Y is greater than 200, so I'm sorry, greater than 300, it's gold. It's gold. Oh, so right over here, oh my God, that's so cool. So right over here, you see what's happening? So I hit a certain point, and now instead of gold for 300, now I'm greater than 200, but not yet 3. And so if I look over, I'll come back across over here. If my mouse Y is greater than 200, now I'm making this dark orange color. So we're just checking for the lesser threshold, each line down, each else. So I have if greater than 300, there's my gold. Else if my mouse is greater than 200, but not yet 300, right? Because it's 300, there's another conditional. I have this dark orange color. What's the next color? And, well, else if mouse Y greater than 100. So I'm going to come across. Here's my dark orange. And I'm just going to kind of move myself up. So that was greater than 300. This is greater than 200. Oh, and I think I hit it. So now, at this point that I'm getting this hot pink color, you could see. So I'm going to come down a little bit more. Oh, look what happened. See what happened? So you hit this certain point, and we could probably go down a little bit lower, but not much more than that, because that's right about 100. I'm going to come across, oh yeah, and I'm going to show you that if I'm on line 15 and 16, if I'm greater than 100 but not quite 200, now I'm drawing in hot pink. If I'm not greater than 100, so let me come back here. So again, 300, it's this gold, right? Let's come up. 200, it's that orange, okay. There is. 100 is that hot pink. Okay, and if I'm not quite 100, oh, there it is. So I'm not even 100. So I'm less than 100. And now I got red. And there we go. So let me come all the way off. Good, so I don't change that coloring. So what we're doing again and again is we're checking the mouse position on the Y value. So at 300, you get that yellow, gold, anything that's bigger than 300. If we're between 2 to 300, we're getting this dark orange color. If we're between 100 and 199 up to 200, right, we get that hot pink. And anything else, we're going to get that orangey red color, like that blood orange. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, so last thing that we're going to look at is down below over here, and that is this stroke weight. Just simply creates how thick those lines are going to be. That is the weight of the lines, and that's in pixels. And then the line function itself is drawing this line, and 0, 0 is x1, y1, so that's the origin, all the way at the top left-hand corner at 0, 0, and it draws it to mouse x, mouse y, so it pulls the line as far as you are on the mouse, and we see how that happened, and we can move around. I'm going to end where I started before, that is, and just talk about that we have this last little conditional that is if we press the mouse. So I just want to, coming from that line function, so as I come back to the canvas, you're going to see that I'm still going to get yellow all the way across. Gold, right? Gold all the way across, all the way across, all the way across, okay? So that's kind of cool, and when I work my way up, now I'm at that. What color is dark orange, right? All the way across, okay. And if I come up a little more, now I have that, what was it? Hot pink all the way across. And then up top, that blood orange, that orangey red color, and that's pretty cool. And if I click the mouse, back to clear canvas, and that all stays that dark orangey red, because I'm less than 100. Could be equal to 100 as well, but that's the whole program, and there you go.